So I think I need to make another video. Did my channeling yesterday or whatever it was. I think I should even call it channeling. It feels like channeling. But usually it just feels like I'm just posting random things. But yesterday was actually pretty weird because I don't know. I've known of Lemar for a very long time, and I'm sure I did look up his songs when I first moved to Birmingham. I think there was a concert that my sister went to or got tickets to because she was very good at getting free tickets, and he was one of the acts there. And I do remember looking at his songs and thinking I liked them, but I don't know why I've never checked out his songs before, or at least not for a very very long time. But it is very very strange because I've been doing this for years now, and I keep coming across songs that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. And each time I see one of these songs, I feel like I don't feel like I've just heard it once or twice. I feel like I've heard it over and over and over and over again. And I'm just like, why do I think that I've heard these songs over and over again? Because there's thousands of them. Have I really been listening to thousands of songs over and over again? And I don't think I have. And therefore, I think it's very strange. But I do feel like I've always believed in a sort of other realm. And in this other realm, I can star in videos. Like this is one of the things that I used to believe when I was younger, that there was another world where you could look at what people are doing on Earth, like a music video, and then you can jump into the other realm and you can actually star in that same music video. You take all the locations, you copy and paste all the locations that they filmed them at, and then you basically just recreate your own version. I used to have a belief of that, um, and I used to think that was something that was possible. And a lot of these songs I thought were about magic, especially the Sugar Babes one. I don't know why I always thought that one's. But yeah, going through some of the songs yesterday kind of reminded me of things that I believed when I was younger because I was listening to the songs and I was trying to tie it back to like how I listened to them. I don't even know how I listened to them. We did have TV. I think it was Virgin or something when I was younger, and I used to listen to the stuff on the charts. So that was the only time I really saw music videos. The rest of the time, I wouldn't have seen the music video to it, so I didn't really know what these people looked like. And with the boy bands, I would always confuse them. Like I didn't really know even the names of some of the bands. Like A1, I feel like I remember A1 because there were some posters that I had on my wall, and a couple of the band names were there, and I do actually remember like that one a name. But next another level, I don't even remember that name, but I remember the songs, and it's just really strange because it's like how can I remember something so well and yet some things so badly? Um, I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of weird because um, the build up. But yeah, I think he definitely is angel that links to racism or um, racial equality. And I don't know how I should. I mean, I think the name should come together both at the same time. Like tolerance and intolerance. There's good and bad in either. So when he says you want me, he's talking about equality, racial equality, and when he says you don't want me and shouldn't want me, it's kind of linking to racism. So because he shifts about a lot from both of them. But yeah, if you were to give him only one of those names, then suddenly the songs actually say something completely different. Because it's almost encouraging or inciting racism if you think it's only about racism, and if you think it's only about racial equality, then it's almost like sometimes he's saying you shouldn't want racial equality and stuff. So if you only give one of the names, he's just an angel that causes trouble. But if you give two of the names, then you can shift about according to which name you think each line is about, which is quite clever. But it's weird how like I've never seen that, or I've never looked at his songs. But it was almost like when I was going through the Sugar Babes, it was almost like I was leading up to him, and it felt like I was leading up to him, but I didn't really know that I was leading up to him. It was just some weird things that I was following, and but yeah, and with the Mark Zuckerberg thing, I haven't really thought about it hugely, but I know when I got the two visions of well, the number of how many Nigel Nigel Farage and um, and the other prime minister, prime, Ricky Sunak. Um, yeah, I got visions of them, and then I kind of thought, well, what about Mark Zuckerberg? And I kind of thought 14, um, but I never really looked much further into it. And then I asked myself a few times who is he, and I felt like I kept getting that image. And I was saying to myself, right, if I see a sign or something that leads me to actually post that, I will. Um, and because there was a gap in the calendar, it was like I feel like that's a hint. And then I just looked on Instagram, and I feel like sometimes Instagram talks to me as well. You link onto Instagram, and then you just watch one or two of the first posts that are on the homepage, and if what you see links to something you've just said or something you thought, I feel like that's also a sign on something. It's happened quite a few times. Like even if the post was posted a couple of days ago, it will when I if I go onto the homepage, it will just randomly show things that have recently happened, and even if it was posted 2 or 3 days before, if it links to what I just thought in my head, it's kind of like yeah, that feels like it's talking to me. So Instagram talks to me, Facebook talks to me, YouTube talks to me, and people talk to me, and it's very complicated. And with the Blinks band, the 182, I have no idea why I've never looked at their band before. Um, I don't know. There's loads of them, but there's the bands I've talked about in the last few days are not bands that I've really followed or I've tried to look at Busted. I remember trying to look at Busted and not being able to figure out like what their angel name would be because it all just seemed random. But I remember also thinking that I think this just seems random, but I didn't think it would be the angel of randomness. I thought that that wouldn't be a name that I would use, and it was only after the numbers of names kind of continued getting bigger and bigger that I was like, right, yeah, that must be that. And so I think if they are exposed in May, I think it was May time. Um, it'll be slightly easier for them to get. But yeah, I've been thinking about the show on how because there's 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 two. I think I feel like there's some people who probably should find out the truth or have people aren't going to want to get involved in this show if they think that it's all just a trick and I am actually being hurt. So I feel like there should be two shows or two ways of watching this show. One which is for the people to be confirmed that it's all fake. If there is some, I don't know, people saying, "Oh, do you want this or do you want this or do you want this?" and then you need something to prove that I'm not actually going through that because I don't know. If there's a lot of distrust in the world, and I think there might be a lot of people wanting to get involved in the show but distrusting the people that are actually running the show. I know I'm one of them. Um, and yeah, I want confirmation that it's not going to be real. Um, but I feel like I need to be unsure because that makes it more real or makes it seem more real. Um, but yeah, they're probably how I'm. If I was to think of something, I guess I would see it as being like I, I I don't want the Big Brother idea because I'm moving on from it. I don't want to forget about it. I don't want to talk about it. But um, I feel like that might be a good way of taking things away from me being the focus because I don't want to be the focus any longer. I hate this world and I don't want them to know the truth about me. I don't want them to fear me. I don't want them to think that I have a great amount of power. Enough power. Sometimes I do just feel like a light bulb. So I don't mind them thinking of me as just a light bulb. But yeah, I feel like if there was the two, um, there should be somewhere. I know the last Big Brother show they had Sharon go into a sort of separate house or something, and you could do something like that, but pretend that the separate house is just a small room when really it's actually a lot more than really it's actually somewhere I can live or whatever. And you could this is an idea. You could have a second one where you just have the regular show um, and it's sort of playing alongside. Only all the focus is on the housemates that you choose, and I can just come in and out whenever I want. And if I'm not in that house, you could just make out that it's because I don't want to be. Um, but that's one idea. Um, because I'm thinking about stage one. I guess stage one, I want people to know me, but I just the passion and just the drive and everything, all the reasons why I wanted to be on the show, are just not there any longer. And therefore I don't even want to talk or think about it. Like, that's how I feel. You just wait. You've ignored me for way too long, that I just don't want to be here. Um, but at the same time, I like the energy and the vibe, and I think maybe it should be done more in the American styled way. I hate how I much used to prefer the English styled way, but now I feel like I'm preferring the American styled way. Why? Because it's all exaggerated and fake, and it's all about building up the energy and making things seem positive when it's not. And therefore, if you wanted to have some sort of show, you could have like an American Big Brother with happy, vibrant, energetic kind of characters, and then you have the singers come on their birthday. Um, you know, the angels with lots of energy. Which one is that? Is that I've forgotten? It's S Club 7, or is that S Club 7? Or is no, that S Club 7 was the Suicide one. I get them confused. The the one that makes is it Finger Boys? No, that's not Finger. Is it maybe? Oh, I've forgotten. There's too many. Um, um, anyway, you can have them come and um, and maybe meet them, and I don't know. Maybe that's how it should play, because I don't want to be on the show any longer. Um, but at the same time, I need exposure, and I need people to think that something's real, and that um, I am a real person. I mean, I was maybe that's it should happen from like the 14th, from the 14th of July. There should be some sort of American Big Brother where I can enter in and say hi every now and then, and um, or maybe even starts in July, and then I enter in every now and then. I don't know, because I don't want to have anything to do with the Big Brother show any longer. So maybe you could call it something else. I just don't know. I don't know. And then stage two, I don't know. I've seen um, Jason did, I don't know, it was a weird type family, and you get some sort of prescription where you can talk to him. I'm wondering if that's an idea. Um, you have two where you pay a subscription or whatever for the actual family, not the family, the bracket family, but the family, as in the singers who want to get involved, or the producers, or the people who know about me and who are on my side. You can have two families. You can have Anna's family versus God the Father's family, or just the universal family, or whatever. Um, so that's an idea. And then you could maybe even have two subscriptions, where you can have a subscription to this one, or you can have a subscription to this one, but not many people know about this one. And the people who know about this one will have enough proof to prove that it's all fake and it's not real. Um, and the ones that are subscribing to the universal one, they just get all the shit. They can have, I don't know if they can, I don't know. I want to talk, but I feel like I can't.